So, I've had a history of being interested in plants, medicine, the body. I studied the body when I was very young, physiology when I was very young, because I was a very skinny, weak little kid and kind of felt intimidated by strong people and bigger people, and so I sort of made a point of learning about that. I was very scientifically inclined, used to love the library, and so I made a point at an early age, about 13, 14, studying the muscles and physiology and learning how the body worked. And I was kind of like I was pretty rebellious in a certain sense, and I wanted to prove that I could, as a very skinny, small person, become maybe something more than you would expect. So I learned how to shot put, and I became a weightlifter, Olympic weightlifter. It was part of an association of Olympic weightlifters, and I was very skinny, but the reason, and what I did at that time is I learned really in shot put, for example, I learned something that many athletes learn, is how to make the body more efficient, or how to make more use of the entire body. So the shot putter, when he shot puts, and I'm mentioning this because it'll come up later, when the shot putter shot puts, really, he begins from his toes. And that push moves from his toes up his legs through his entire body. It moves from the upper part of the body, turning, and every bit of his being goes into throwing that shot put. So I wanted to prove to people that even though I was maybe 105 pounds or something like that, that I could throw the shot put further than, someone who was 200 pounds. And so it was a kind of challenge I had. But it's something that, played into my understanding of what happens in this extraordinary thing we call the body, and what it played into my understanding of what integration and integrity in the body means. I have a cat that I've learned a great deal from. My cat Jopi. My cat Jopi is one of my closest friends. And Jopi, I had a loft that was about 7 feet high. Jopi leaps from the floor. I don't know if any of you have cats that do this. Jopi, he was this high. She leaps in one bound from the floor to the 7 foot. And I looked at that and I thought, wow, high jumpers do all this sort of study of the body and how to move just right. Same thing I was doing with the shot put. I thought, look, how does she do that? And so part of my understanding in studying that and understanding how she does that is part of what I want to try to impart to and remind all of us about today, and that is to do with the integrity of the body and what health, being whole, is about. Health comes from the word holth, and it means whole. It means being whole. So there I am. I studied fine arts, music. I got involved in street theater, ritual theater in Berkeley. That was my approach and my response to the political activity that was going on there. Took the artistic approach, did ritual theater that involved the entire community, theater in which the community took part. I was not a Muslim at that time, but we studied to create that theater. We studied all of the world's religions. And at that time, studying all the world's religions, one of them happened to be Islam. And for those of you who become Muslims or understand this, when you study all the many different religions, you see that Islam is extremely rich and exceptional. So that's inevitably what led me into becoming Muslim, much to a lot of my artistic friends' kind of surprise, and they thought I'd gone crazy. But in any case, I became Muslim, and I went to England and started visiting North Africa and Morocco on a regular basis, and that's when I met a sheikh who said, you should do medicine. And I thought, what, me do medicine? Well, why should I do medicine? But from the time he told me that, from that day on, people started coming to my door and saying, Hakim, I've got this problem and that problem. And I say to them, well, did you go to the doctor? And they say, yeah, I went to the doctor and they did this. And I, oh, okay, well, let's see what we can do. So, by Allah, I was sort of pushed into it, but I discovered at that time too that I loved the study of medicine. I loved the study of the body. I loved the study of plants. I loved the study of nature, and I loved all of that. And as for those of you who have taken this tack, what a delight it is to learn these things and to learn all of the pieces that are involved in a really holistic approach to medicine. The awesome reality, the awesome beauty of the human body and how it works. That alone is something that, with reflection, enables an extremely powerful spiritual experience. Yes or no? It's true, isn't it? I mean, I so often, over and over in my lectures and classes, and for my own self, I marvel at the very fact that we have this vestibular mechanism that enables us to keep from falling over. That's not a little thing. And not only do we have it, so that constantly I'm reiterating my own state of being and presence to my environment, relation to the ground, my body weight, but not only do we have that, but we can become graceful with it. I can twirl on one toe and so forth. You know, I can do very, very subtle gestures with my hand that communicate to you various things. I marvel at that. I marvel at the fact that I had a little bit to eat. I marvel at the fact that the process of digesting and transmuting that food into myself, the energy that generates should cook my own flesh. It should. The acids, the things that are involved, but it doesn't, because my cooling system is so efficient.